So Pugs wants to have a little bit of World 4 prep. So we're going to be going over his account. This is probably going to be a lot normal for you guys, wondering what this could possibly be. Take a quick look, and maybe you guys can learn the newer thing if you're in early game progression. So let's go ahead and take a quick look here and see what we got. So we got 76, 74, 78, 90, 99, 94, 84, 56, and 56. Okay, so looking at pretty cool. Skilling tree, palm trees, sandcastles, gold, frost flakes, palm trees, Cairo snakes, fruit flies, stump tree, and small fish. So he's looking more or less trying to look at getting this stuff done. So let's take a quick equipment look here. So he's running mostly full Amrock, which is good. That's actually quite nice. What we want to make sure we do here is we want to go over here, and we shall go over to Pugs. And the first step that I want you to start working on is working towards full Dementia. Full Dementia, it's gonna, or even actually probably not. Let's start off with Platinum. Let's get Platinum first. Work your way to Dementia if you can. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit of a trouble for you. If you can, work on getting all characters' tools to at least Iron. It's really easy to get tools up to Iron. It's not struggling at all. It's one of the more easier things. As I can see, let's see your accessories here. So you're running Carrot Horror, you're running Sleek Shank. Okay. So your next goal for your gear as well is you want to start working towards getting your serrated Rex rings. And if you guys don't know, you can get the normal Rex ring from the Flurbo shop, and then you can get the recipe from Baba Yaga. You can either farm it when it arrives every hour on the hour, or you could farm it at World 1 Coliseum. So you want to get all your characters up to serrated Rex rings. That's a very good start to getting your characters start progressing and getting juiced out. So definitely working towards the serrated Rex rings are super strong early game item. So getting Iron Tools, Platinum Dementia, start working serrated Rex rings, all good stuff. I mean, you can still run Amrock and just reuse Amrock when you're on your way there as well. By the way, shout outs to the names. I mean, let's be honest, Cult Leader, fantastic. D's Nuts 69, Flex Tape 420. Like that's just pretty funny. We can be honest with that. It's a pretty good time. All right. So far, starting off with that stuff, not too hard to get. And then also, if you can, you want to get the Camrock Pendant, if you can, for your mages, and then Bludgeon, if you can as well, for your other characters. It's just a little bit better than Sleek Shank. It's just a little bit of an upgrade. And also, if you get, upgrade, yes, you got Enforced Slashers. So working towards glacial weapons is going to be something that you want to work towards as well. This will take a little bit of farming, but this will ultimately help you prep for World 4. Anti-Lorax, yeah, absolutely, fantastic. So let's take a quick look at stamps here. So, since you're currently in World 3 at the moment, well, let's start farming out our stamps. Our stamps is going to help stuff like ES damage, getting that going. So, and some of them are not hard to do. For instance, you could be farming out from the drop table 12. You can get Agile stamp, cross-platform promotion, a scimitar stamp. This is going to help you with base damage, stuff like that. Upgrading your defense stamp is good. Getting Buckler Stamp is going to be a huge one to get. That's a lot of base defense. That's going to help you greatly. That's definitely something you want to work on for sure. Most of these stamps are pretty easy to get. Some aren't too bad. Some drop from Thermeisters, some from the drop table. And this will just even collecting it will help. But if you could try to aim for at least 1K stamp level, you're going to be starting to be in a good spot, which shouldn't be too hard to level it up once you start unlocking more stamps. So it's definitely something you want to work towards before you get into World 4. Alchemy Bubbles, seems like, to be completely honest, seems like you kind of ignored Alchemy if you're already in World 3. So, I mean, you're working on FMJ and Shakracy. That's fantastic. You want to keep on working on Shakracy and FMJ. Shakracy, FMJ, you want minimum level 30. Start working on getting your Shakracy and FMJ to level 30. That'll be good. While you're at it, wouldn't hurt for you to get some frogs, get some souls here. I saw that you got some soul charge there to be able to roll up a little bit of extra damage percent. And of course, keep on unlocking bubbles. If you didn't know SuperCoolPugz and you're looking to get some more stuff happening, what you can do is you can go over your shaman. You can go down into talents. I see that you're already leveling this up, maxing this out when going for new new chances at bubbles will increase the odds astronomically. So if you guys do not know this, leveling up Bubble Breakthrough and attempting new bubbles on Shaman specifically will help this greatly. And I'm sure you have a couple of books. I saw that you have a talent library. So since you have a couple of books, maybe think about booking this, putting some more points into it, get it to like maybe 120 if you're lucky on your rolls. And then that should be good for you to get at least a little higher percentage on rolling for your Shaman. Going back to Alchemy, let's go to Vials here. And of course, I mean, you do probably have some of these. You want to work on getting level 4 Vials. Level 4 Vials for Shaman damage is going to help this up, pushing your Shaman to where he needs to be as well. So I would also suggest your biggest thing for you is going to be Alchemy. So not only are you going to level up all your bubbles, you want to get every level up bubbles to minimum. All bubbles minimum level 20. Start off with level 20, get all those bubbles to level 20, and then get your Shackleton and FMJ level to 30. That'll be much, much easier for you in the long shot. You know, that's you don't have to worry so much about this stuff here. The yellow cauldron isn't a big deal. Yellow cauldron, I mean, it helps, but it doesn't help greatly. Just focus on orange, green, and purple at the time being to get these bubbles up to minimum level 20 after you get your Shackleton up to level 30. This Alchemy is super, super, super important for all games. I know if you may not like it, you may not be a big fan of Alchemy bubbles, but I can assure you, you want me completely honest with you, too bad. Do it. You don't have a choice. It's either you learn to like Alchemy or you'll be fighting for this game for a very long time. There's one thing I can promise you though, Alchemy does get easier. Alchemy gets 10 times easier the more you put into it. For the point I am at, I literally can brain dead Alchemy now because it's just atoms. Just brain dead atoms. So the sooner you get onto your Alchemy, the faster that everything will go smoothly. That's what you want. You want a smooth progression. So Alchemy, stamps, everybody sleeps on them. Saying it time and time again. You want to make sure that you focus on stamps and Alchemy, two most important things. Let's take a look at construction. Everything's looking pretty good there. 3D prints. Okay, so you got some free 3D prints available. You can start getting a couple more prints here. You know, take a look at your prints, see what you need to in order to unlock stuff like FMJ, Shackleton, getting some prints for that. Obviously, can't get there just quite yet, but once you start leveling up your Alchemy bubbles, once you start getting a little bit more tools, then you'll be able to ready and roll that. I mean, we're not even going to bother looking at Death Note. Buildings are looking good. You're already starting to level up your, so you're already starting to get multi-kill, which is huge. And so basically, so you just arrived into World 4. So what I would suggest is once you start working on that as well, what I'd also just suggest is start working on is once you're in World 4 there, your first character to push, first elite class, Divine Knight, okay? Now you may be saying, Griffy, why would I do Divine Knight first? Well, I'm glad you asked. Divine Knight, aka the Squire, is the easiest thing to push through World 4. Because once you get it, Divine Intervention, which is his respawn skill, only requires 1 point for max potency because the rest of the levels go into crit damage. So if you're running active, which ideally if you're playing this game, you should be running actively, running Divine Knight actively will ultimately help you push. And then once you have that, you could put characters either A, in the lab, till you hit Killer Brightside, or B, get them to elite. The choice is yours. You can either wait in order to get them, or I would probably suggest to get all your characters to elite classes as soon as possible, because elite classes are huge, especially for breeding, for cooking, all that good jazz, and honestly, it just helps up with your skill efficiency. You know, make sure you set up your lures for fishing, blah, 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 etc., etc. The biggest way to help increase as well is your party dungeons. Party dungeons is one of the most important things to help get early, easy builds. So for instance, you can get up to 50% accuracy. You can get up to 50% defense. Not only that, you can also get this up to 50. Talent points are super, super, super important. Because if you guys didn't know, if you get this at level 50, that's 50 talent points. But that's 50 talent points in each tab. So if you have an elite class, that is technically 50 in the beginner tab, 50 in the warrior tab, 50 in the barbarian tab, 50 in the blood berserker tab, and 50 in the star talent tab. So technically, you're getting 250 talent points for the price of 50. This is massive. Maxing this out is super giga chat. So this one upgrade at max can give you maxed hemoglobin. This is going to be very, very important. Now, if we go into talents here, you currently are sitting at 40 of your hemoglobin. You want to make sure that you're prepared for World 4. You want to finish off your merit task board to unlock hemoglobin for max level 50. Get hemo to 50. This is going to be your next goal on that as well. Getting hemo to 50 is going to be super huge for you all around. Keep telling those people, if you're not going to pay attention to defense and you're just going to run food and try to YOLO it all the way through, absolutely should 100% at least get 50 hemoglobin. And you should prioritize always maxing out the Flurbo shop first passives before you start buying tenacity rings or buying other stuff. You can buy Rex rings. Go ahead and buy Rex rings for all your characters first. If before you do Flurbo passive, that's okay. You could do that because it's super, super cheap. It's dummy thick cheap. I think it's only like 200 Flurbos a piece. So make sure you do your happy hour every week. Make sure you get going in that and make sure you're rolling with that because that will ultimately help you in the long run. Now, we take a look. How's your worship doing? So you have a bunch of charge fulls. You have full charge because you don't have skulls. Finish buying all your skulls on all your characters. Get all your trapping characters rolling as well. You want to get worship as done as soon as possible. If you have balloons, use balloons in tower defense. Getting this up. This is. You got to realize how important skills are because skills are more talent points. Especially since I want you to get to iron tools. Getting your skulls is going to be very, very beneficial, which I think is only realistically like what? Level 20? Level 20 worship, if anything, in order to get the next tier of skulls. So that's not a very big deal to get. Super, super easy. You want to make sure that you roll that. You don't have skulls on the other characters. You want to make sure to get the skulls on the other characters. At least get, make sure everybody has their boxes as well. So I see that you have some skulls already, but you want to make sure that the rest of them have skulls so you can maintain the souls, because the reason why you want to do this is because since you're running wizard, you want to make sure that if you're running wizard, don't want to do it right away, but if you're running wizard, you can have ability known as charge siphon, which you already use. So you got to think about it this way, Pugs. You're already using charge siphon, which is good. It's fantastic. Not for leveling, though. Does not help for leveling your other characters. But if all your other characters don't have skulls on them, you're missing out charge in order to upgrade the other stuff, right? So since you're struggling to upgrade the other stuff, and since you don't have the skulls to help feed into charge siphon, you're actually losing out on a lot of souls. And this is going to help you with things like I was saying before, like what is it? This is going to increase your gain on Bojack because you need normal green forest souls in order to increase your Bojack. Not to mention, once you start unlocking to a point, which is down here, Gospel Leader, which you get max charge per 10 worship levels. So that'll instantly give you a nice, easy boost to your worship max charge. It's definitely something you want to work on. So definitely get that going 100%. Get the rest of the skulls. Get everyone their tools. I mean, I've already said that, so that doesn't really matter. Okay, so then the next after, what you want to start rolling. So I see that you're starting to work on your post office, which is good. If you want to help boost out your skilling, you want to make sure to put in the skilling boxes. Like for instance, shopping box for shaman or wizard, shopping box. You want to do, start getting some better prints on your archers. You want to make sure that you're running catching box. Hunter is meh. But I mean, even Berserker, you want to go mining box, right? All that stuff is going to help you greatly for the long run. Obviously, you're not going to get that many boxes at the start, but start putting your boxes into those first would be ideal. Yeah, so ideally, you want to get to level 25 on your worship, which can be done with a beautiful amount of balloons. You actually don't need that much balloons when you're running that anyways, so that should be pretty good for you. So then we go over here. How's your trapping looking? Yeah, so you already have trapping boxes going. 20-hour trapping. It's not too bad. you know, you're starting to level that up. That's good. So, you know, just keep on working on your trapping, upgrading the boxes, so on and so forth. Obviously, you're not really swimming in the red salts yet, so that's going to take a little bit of time. I think that's it. I think that's all we can really help you with for the time being. That will give you so much time, though. This will give you tons of time. So here's what I want you to do, Pugs. Here's your goal, okay? This is going to take you so much time. But this is something that you need to work towards, absolutely. So, you want for all your characters, start working towards platinum, eventually get into Dementia, work on getting tools to at least iron. At least iron, then you can like tier 4 stone them since you're in World 4. They'll give you a bunch of extra little base defense and, you know, sorry, not defense, accuracy, and a little bit more damage. Running serrated Rex rings on your characters, same thing, more defense, more accuracy. Camrock pendant for mages, if you can. I mean, it uses up a lot of water, but I mean, it's because it has the highest necklace wisdom in the game. And then for your other characters, you can run bludgeon. You want to try to get glacial weapons as soon as possible. Unlock stamps. You know, go through all the worlds that you haven't gone already. Unlock all the stamps that you can. And then try to get to 1K stamp level, which I think is more than possible for you right now at your current point. You're just in World 4, so you have enough time to step back, play a little catch up, and then prog again. Keep working Shakracy. Shakracy and FMJ to level 30. That should easily have the ability to push you through World 4. Level bubbles minimum to level 20. That's all your bubbles. You want to get them at least to level 20. That'll help you big time. Unlocking vials to level... Continue unlocking your bubbles with Bubble Breakthrough, as I said before. And getting level 4 vials on your Shami. This will help for damage. First elite class is going to be your Divine Knight to help you start progging World 4. And then put all characters lab to get Killer Brightside or B to get them to elite. And then also get Hemo to level 50. And on top of that, unlock till you get to Cronus. Cronus in the first tab of star signs. That is another huge thing that you want to get. Get Cronus. That will help you with like Dwarfo Beardus, Pi Cs. This is going to help with efficiency. Not to mention this will also help you with damage, like stuff like Ned Kelly, Ned Kelly's defense percent, and also weapon power. Yellow XP Big Bubble also help. No, grind time isn't really beneficial early game. If you're talking about grind time, no. Grind time is more of a mid-game thing. So this is what I want you to work on. So this will give you more than enough time to work for it. You get all that stuff done, and I guarantee you, within about a week to 2 weeks, you do exactly what I say. In about a week to 2 weeks' time, you're going to be skyrocketing through World 4. Easy peasy. And your account progress is going to be way higher than you thought it would be. So this is more than enough to get you started. So this is what I want you to start working on. Cool.